Hey everyone, welcome back to Hinterland. Happy Tuesday indeed it is. This week is in full swing. Hope your week is going well so far. Thanks for joining me. I do appreciate it. As always, I may not say that enough, but I really do appreciate y'all watching. It's fantastic. Thanks for all the subscriptions. I definitely appreciate that. And the likes. Always remember, if you can, leave a like. It does it'll help the channel. It'll help more people see our little family channel we have going on here. That's always kind of a nice thing, have some more people along for the ride. But we are deep in the cotton planting season right now. This field is planted, but as you can see, we have the notorious weeds growing and it needs rolling. I should probably double check. I think I did this earlier, but I want to make sure that this roller has field selected. I think it was set to mulch. Yeah, we're good. We're on field. What does the mulch? That's grass is smooth, and mulch has the, I don't know, toilet paper holder. Is that a toilet paper holder? I guess grass would be more of a toilet paper holder. Yeah. We'll go with field. Let's stick with field. I think that's what we got on here. Yep, that looks right. But before we attack that, we need to get a couple of things going on this field. Oh, yes, you have not seen our new field. Well, let's get that. Let's show that off. I can slow this down a little bit. That's going to be pretty annoying. That is our new field. Not too shabby, I don't think. It's a decent size. I think I took pretty good advantage of most of the space. I try to leave some room for headland negotiation. I might have gotten a little tight over here by the trees. We'll see how much nonsense that causes. I had a little accident right there. You probably saw right there. But if we look at the map, I think I corrected it. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. So that is our new field. And from there, we will probably buy kind of this area next, would be my assumption, once we get the cash for it. But for now, let's get out of flight. Let's actually disable flight. And we need to get lime spread before we can start planting. Now, I did go ahead and invest in the unrealistic. This is 82 Studios, David over at 82 Studios mod. And he does have, in a lot of his mods, thankfully, unrealistic fill volumes. I upgraded this bad boy to an unrealistic fill volume. It was $15,000 to do that, so it's not cheap, but you can hold 25,000 liters of lime. And I like that better than making trips back and forth to the farm. So that's what we're going to try and go with. First waypoint. And let's let our hired worker get her done, I guess. It's kind of a weird pattern I got going on here. I've been trying different patterns for course play. This one should do pretty well, I think. We'll find out, right? So while that is spreading lime, we can't start planting until the lime is down. But what we can do is start our rolling campaign. And how much fun that is going to be. Let's see what kind of texture. Oh, thank goodness. That will be pretty easy to see where we've rolled, that's for sure. Ah, it's pretty fast, too. That's kind of nice. I'll take that. I'll take that all day. So we are starting to cruise along here in our next summer. We're going to do a lot of cotton. And like I said before, I think I mentioned we're going to be doing some grain crops. Oh, I like that flex. Look at that. Dang, that thing has got some serious flex going on there. That's kind of sweet. We'll be doing some grain crops. We're going to keep expanding our property, and we are going to definitely... Does this crush the grass? Oh, it doesn't look too silly. We're going to expand our property, but we don't want to forget about... Actually, let me do this since we've got the ability to do so. I'm going to turn on our GPS. And I don't know if this is... How far off are we on angles? Oh, that's not bad. I thought we were going to be a lot worse than that. Let's scooch that over a little bit. Let's lock that in. And let's see how that goes. That actually should work pretty well for us, I think. Boy, I'm glad we got this Fent. I'm glad we got the Fent, and I'm glad we got the John Deere. It's nice to get some tractors with horsepower. Not that our Kloss isn't so bad, but it's nice to get these tractors that can start handling the bigger, larger equipment. That is for sure. Was keeping an eye on the used sales market. Nothing special right now on there, unfortunately. Keeping an eye open for a seeder. We are definitely in need of a seeder. We don't have a weeder. I should probably just bite the bullet and buy that weeder instead of leasing it every time, because we kind of excuse me, sorry, we kind of need a weeder pretty much on the regular. So maybe we'll think about doing that and just get it done with. So I like watching the flex on this roller. It's pretty sweet. So I just thought of something before I get started on that. I can imagine myself making the mistake of not changing this from mulching to field and completely destroying. I would think that if you ran a mulcher over this field right now, I'm assuming it would pretty much destroy all the planting we just got done on here. I've never really tried mulching directly after seeding, but I have to imagine it's not a good sight. All right. I know you don't like that, but I'm just gonna roll right over you. I'm too lazy today to pick up the roller and put it back down again. Let me grab a quick little thing of water here. My adult water beverage. Much better, thank you all. Sorry about that. My voice is doing the crackly thing again. Oh, we can see lime going down way over there. That's a good sight, I guess. Looks like our Kloss is moving or not moving. It's hard to tell from here. It's looking a little not moving. Oh, it is moving. Okay. Oh, I did rows to skip on this one. That's right. I was kind of... I probably shouldn't have done so many rows to skip. That was probably silly of me. I tried to skip rows this time, but I think I picked like skip 3 or 4 rows. I should have just done skip a row. How far back do you need to go, man? I better just let him do his thing. Not get involved. Just pay them. Let them do their job. Trust that they'll do it right. So, you know, we all did, well, all of us in the States, not too long ago. As they always say, there's 2 things for certain in life, death and taxes. And not too long ago was the final day for tax returns, right? For getting our taxes in, which I did on time. I'm actually, I was going to say proud to say. I really don't know if I should even be proud to say, but I honestly have never been late on my taxes. I always want to try being late on my taxes. I don't know why that thought always crosses my mind, though. Like, you know what? I'm going to be late on my taxes this year. Screw them. But then I think, no, because it'll be screw me. So I'm always on time. This year, got some return back. Kind of overestimated my tax withholdings. So I got a return back. And I took care of a couple car things. But I decided that I was going to do something that's uncharacteristic of myself. Typically. Which is invest in... I really like the way this... Have I mentioned I like the way this roller flexes? It's just kind of fun to watch. It kind of makes me wonder if that smooth grass roller... Boy, that thing is flexy. I like that. So, I decided to invest in some household items. Things that I have just been putting off and wishing I had, or wishing that I should get rid of the old one and get the new one. And one of the things was, I've had this chest of drawers, or I guess it's called a dresser. I think in Canada, what do you guys call it in Canada? It's not a Davenport, is it? Isn't a Davenport a couch? Anyways, chest of drawers, you know, the kind of thing that's about waist high, where you keep like t-shirts in and socks and undies and that kind of stuff. Well, I've been using, believe it or not, I've been using this, my kid's baby changing table for a dresser for, well, let's see. I bought it 17 years ago. Holy cow. Yeah, probably 17 or 18 years ago. Started using it as a dresser about 10 years ago. Maybe 9. Somewhere in that neighborhood. The thing has definitely reached end of life. It reached end of life 5 years ago, if I'm being honest. So I decided I am going to put the kibosh on it, and I'm going to find something else. Now, I'm not a fancy kind of guy. I don't need some fancy furniture. I mean, I suppose if I had unlimited funds, I might buy something, you know, some, what is it, Ethan Allen? Or maybe some really polished up antique looking thing. I kind of dig antique style furniture. I think it's pretty sweet looking as long as it's in good shape, you know. But I'm a cheap guy now because money doesn't grow on trees, right? So I bought this, and this should tell you everything. I bought this like $80 deal on Amazon. I knew what I was getting into when I bought it because it's $80. It's a steel frame. The majority of it is like cloth drawers. I've never owned one of these before. Honestly, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, it definitely looks better than a 18-year-old baby changing table. But the fascinating part of it, when I was putting it together, I don't know if any of you have dealt with IKEA stuff before. If you're probably familiar with IKEA. I'm guessing I don't even have to tell you about IKEA, but yeah, this was like IKEA only by idiots. I think that's because at least with IKEA, now my experience has been, because I've bought things from IKEA before, and again, I know what I'm getting into. when I buy things from IKEA, I know that, you know, you're not buying high-end, top dollar stuff. And you know you're going to be putting it together and stuff like this and whatnot. But this was like somebody who worked at IKEA and gave up, is what this reminded me of. It wasn't so bad as far as the difficulty level. There was one part where you had to put these 2 wire dividers in that it could have been designed 100 ways better. I managed to Forrest Gump my way through the entire thing. I got it all together, and sure enough, there's a middle support. So you've got a support on each end, and then there's this middle support. And sure enough, I had it backwards. I had a 50-50 chance. This is the way things... This is why I don't play the lotto. This is why I don't gamble. And I mean that honestly. I mean, otherwise I'd probably be out spending money on tickets. But I'm just not lucky. I had a 50-50 chance that I could have mistakenly put that middle support bracket incorrectly. But it was wrong, of course, like it always is. So here I am, sweating like a pig, because it's been in the upper 70s, low 80s here, and I'm trying not to turn the AC on yet. Irritated now that I got to disassemble the thing in order to flip this stupid middle bracket around, and the only reason why I even bothered to do it, because it would have functioned perfectly fine. The only reason I decided to take the time to flip this thing around was because there's a little hole on the edge of it that you'd see when you look at the dresser from the front. And that hole is there because it's designed to be on the back, because you put up like cross braces on the back so that it has like lateral stability. So I bit the bullet and I fixed it. You know, I wasn't happy about it. I could have been lucky. I could have accidentally done it right. That would have been nice. But nope. I, of course, as usual, accidentally do it wrong. So it's done, thankfully. And it looks okay. It definitely is what I expected for the price. And it actually looks a little bit nicer in the room than I thought it was going to. It's very, I would say it's very dorm room-ish in a way, but it does the job. You know, my boxers aren't laying all over the bed anymore. I don't just throw socks on the bed. You know, my bed used to be my dresser because I got tired of dealing with that baby changing table because the drawers were busted, and when you pulled a drawer out, it would just kind of fall. You know, each drawer was supporting the drawer on top of it. So I was basically just using my bed as a dresser, you know, like, and actually that's pretty convenient when you think about it. I mean, you just throw all your laundry out in the bed. You don't have to fold anything. And when you're getting ready in the morning, you just look at your bed, you know, and you just say, oh yeah, there's my boxers, there's some socks, you know, and you just go to town. I kind of miss that. Now I gave myself more work. Now I got to put stuff away, probably fold it so it's halfway decent. And now I got to open drawers because I won't remember where I put stuff for the next month and a half until I get used to where they are in this new dresser. So that is my life in a nutshell over the weekend, was that. And I'm certain any of you who have assembled these types of pieces of furniture can appreciate what I went through. I was amazed they didn't short me on any screws. I was amazed that nothing was broken or destroyed. I honestly was highly anticipating, because the top is wood, is that particle board crap. I was totally expecting that to be splintered, or because I heard the delivery guy, when he delivered the package, it might have been a girl, I really don't know, But when they delivered the package, I actually heard it hit the ground because it's a long box. So I know that they were carrying it, and they just basically just dropped the box on its edge. Fortunately, the manufacturer had this thick styrofoam on each end to protect that particle board crap. Otherwise, it would have been completely destroyed. And I'm thankful they didn't. It doesn't look like they dropped it on the corner, but actually more or less dropped it just flat on its edge. And I heard it through the door. I heard this thunk, and then bunk when it when they leaned it up against the side of the siding next to the door. I thought they leaned it up against the door itself, and I was going to open the door, and the thing was going to come falling in at me. So I was pretty careful when I opened the door, but it honestly, oh, that flex is so nice. It honestly amazes me that it made it all the way from China. And I'm not kidding. I'm actually impressed with the fact that this thing made it all the way from China to my house undamaged. Now, I don't know whose hand I would need to shake on that one. Now, I'm not impressed by anything. That is probably, in fact, that is the most impressive part of the entire deal. Is it actually made it overseas all the way to Michigan undamaged. And that should make you believe in miracles. And that right there should make you believe in miracles. I'm actually going to do a little bit of a fun headland thing around here, I think, just to give us a little bit of something. You know what? Let's go check on our spreader. Wow, I'm actually impressed. And it's not using nearly as much lime as I thought it was going to. Holy cow. I mean, there's still a half a field, maybe not quite to go. That's not bad. I really honestly thought we'd be using a lot more lime than that. I'm wondering if precision farming uses... I think precision farming uses more lime than I don't know, what do you call it? Base game farming? Because I swear, whenever I play with precision farming enabled, fields soak up the lime like there's no tomorrow. So, construction season has started in my area. You always know when summer is kind of almost officially here when you start listening to the travel reports in the morning and you start hearing how congested certain parts are because of lane closures and stuff. And yeah, there's no doubt it's definitely official in my neck of the woods. Construction season has definitely started, and I know there's other states that claim this as well, but basically, yeah, Michigan is the same way. There is, what do they say? There's spring, there's winter. What is it? Winter, spring, construction season, and fall is pretty much what it is. We're just going to get right back on track here. You know, I really didn't verify, and I kind of like to. I should have probably done this a while ago because it's going to be a little too late now. Oh yeah, it's definitely picking up the rolling. Probably should have checked that when we first started. I do know farmers in my area definitely roll crops. I've seen it in the past, but they're not fancy rollers like this. the rollers I have seen farmers use in my area, at least, are just very, very simplistic devices. Smooth metal barrel, almost like long metal barrels that I'm sure are filled with whatever, probably water, or what do they fill them with? Maybe not water, but I know that a friend of mine, whose grandpa used to say that they would use beet juice to weight stuff down on their farm. I guess beet juice was either because it was cheap and it didn't slosh around maybe as much as water, but they would weigh their tractor tires down with beet juice. They would weigh their rollers down with beet juice. It seemed like an odd choice to me, beet juice. And how nasty and messy that beet juice has to be. You know, it's that blood red, juicy stuff. And I can't imagine that stays in good shape year after year. So I don't know if they like have an annual beet juice changing event every summer or what. But I've heard, what is it, Mike, that farmer on YouTube I watch, shoot, I forget what they use to put in their tires. They use something, I think, that doesn't freeze. Because I think they're in, what, Saskatchewan or Manitoba. They're in the very, very, I mean, we're talking -20, -30 out where he farms. And I think they use some kind of liquid that doesn't freeze in the winter, if I'm not mistaken. Because obviously you wouldn't want the liquid inside your tractor tires freezing and expanding. I can't imagine that would be good for anybody. I think this is going to be a lot of cotton. You almost done, Chief? Getting close? I think this is going to be a lot of cotton. I'm okay with that. I wanted, if I'm going to take the time and effort, and really cotton's not that much more difficult than any other crop. It's just the harvesting part of it is usually, I mean, I haven't owned a cotton harvester in FS22 yet. I've only leased them. Either I've leased them for my own stuff or I've had them on contract. But I haven't bought a single cotton harvester on FS22 yet. I suppose there will be a first time and at some point, but at least not yet I haven't. Seems like I just haven't gotten to that point yet on any farm to where I've done enough cotton regularly to justify buying, a cotton harvester. Man, that looks good, doesn't it? Kudos to you, Giants, for making this game look as good as it does now. I mean, that's impressive. Look at those tires. I would not know those are not real. Those things look as legit as it's going to get. That's really impressive. I mean, that tank right there, I don't know, is that a hydraulic tank? Or I don't know what that is right there. That thing looks 100% legit. The dirt mask. Look at the dirt around the window rubber molding. Look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? Like amazingly real? It's really good. Very, very good. They've done some amazing work on this game, I have to admit. I really like this Fant too. It doesn't hurt that I really like this Fant. I've always liked the Varios. This 1050 I really, really like. I just think it's an impressive piece of machinery, no doubt. I mean, it's dirty, but doesn't that thing look sweet? Yeah. Yeah, looking good. Looking very good. Well, all right, everyone. I am going to wrap it up for this episode of Hinterland. Actually, it looks like we had a little skip right there, maybe because of unevenness in the ground or something. I'm going to wrap it up for this episode. I'm going to continue to work our fields and get as much as I can get done before tomorrow and you all are back. You all take care of yourselves. Have an amazing Tuesday. Stay safe. Take care of each other. And I appreciate it again. Thanks for joining me. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.